Are you rolling? Rolling.
We'll just make that the joke every opening of our podcast.
We rolling?
Which motherfucker's here?
It's just one of those days.
Hey, check this out. You listening? Ooh, daddy.
Daddy like.
Drinking me a Diet Dr. Pepper.
It's refreshing and delicious.
I want to shout out to everybody who reached out on our socials.
Yeah,
we have a lot of questions to answer tonight. I think first and foremost we need to promote our show this Saturday.
Absolutely.
Get the brass tacks out of the way. So this Saturday at Ollie's Skate Shop.
Is that TACKS or TAX?
I would always think it was tax, like you got to pay your taxes.
See, I thought it was like you got to move the brass tacks so you don't step on them and hurt your feet. But you say, let's get down to brass tacks, then you're not stepping on stuff. Never mind. Sorry.
No, you're good. No,
Saturday.
You're really fucking me up now because I have no idea.
Welcome to Truck Beers.
What's up? We're here. Pew, pew, pew. We need to actually get a soundboard with the like reggaeton horn. I think a soundboard would be very good for this podcast. It would like make up for all our stupid noises.
So, tell them about the show.
This Saturday, which is August 24th. Did I get that right?
Yes.
August 24th, this Saturday, Ollie's Skate Shop. My band, Running with Giants, is going to be playing with Death Row Bodine, who is a Longview native just like us. We love those guys. Mike Bourne's the man. Give me a discount. We're also playing with our homies from Lafayette, Louisiana. That's how you say it.
Yeah.
Louisiana. Stella Veer, and also We All Perish.
Correct.
Yes. Fuck. I fucked that up a lot in my head. But
well, there's another band called All Shall Perish, and it's really easy to confuse them.
Eradication of the Machine.
So, and I think we're gonna try and do kind of a special edition.
We're going to do a cool podcast.
Saturday.
I'm excited.
It's probably just going to be in and out. It may not be cohesive at all. It'll be fun, though. So stay tuned for that shenanigans.
Please come to the show. Come find us, because we're going to try to be doing a live podcast while the show's going on. Also enjoying the show. We're not going to be just on the podcast the entire time. You know, music in the background. We're just going to kind of catch the in-betweens, get different guys from different bands, talk about their shit. Just to promote them and have a great time. I'm super excited about that. This is what this podcast was actually built for.
That's the plan anyway.
Yeah. We've wanted to like have bands and kind of do some cool shit like that. Wow, digging in the cooler. Oh, is that a Diet Dr. Pepper as well?
Yeah, no, this is a cherry vanilla.
Cherry vanilla. Fancy bitch.
I'm classy.
Doors open at 7, $10 at the door.
All ages. Bring your kids.
Hey, get there early because I feel like it's going to be wall to wall. So, I don't know when we'll start turning away people. If we ever do, I doubt it.
We haven't yet.
Yeah, we haven't yet. It's been pretty stacked in there. So, yeah, bring your kids. Bring your friends. If someone brings their mom or grandma,
we'll hug them.
Get a free T-shirt.
Ooh.
If you bring your, 86-year-old grandma that hates this kind of music, yeah, you're getting a free T-shirt.
But she's got to stay.
Yeah, she has to watch. She has to watch the whole thing, and she has to make eye contact with me when I'm on stage, and I'm like, "There's Gam Gam," as I point at her.
Gam.
Oh, Gam Gam, and she's just mad, just pissed off.
Yeah.
Denise, I didn't sign up for this at all.
I was supposed to be in bed 4.5 hours ago.
I can't stay up this late. I've got church in the morning.
It's like Bluey when they play grannies.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah, I love Bluey.
Bluey is for parents, not kids.
If you have a kid and you've watched Bluey, you know what that show's about. It's got colorful dogs on the screen, but the message is for us.
It's deep.
It's bad. I've shed a tear watching Bluey.
Yeah,
big time.
There's a lot going on.
Am I hot?
Yeah, you are.
Oh, yeah. Thanks, dude.
You're glistening. No, you're fine. Sorry, just here messing with some levels.
Yeah, we're still figuring this shit out. I don't know.
We got new mics, and we really like them a lot. We used them for the first time last week.
Yeah,
and
sounded great.
Mine kept coming unplugged, so that was fun.
You're like a corn song coming
I'm coming unplugged. My mic is coming unplugged.
I'm glad you fucking knew what I was doing here.
Oh, I had you, man.
We just need to go ahead and get in these questions because there's so many of them.
I don't want to start with that one because I feel like that's just gonna derail us.
Okay, but we'll start with Mr. our buddy, our friend.
Oh, Gibby.
Magnificent Thunder. God dang, it's Justin Gibbons.
Making my toe stand up in my boot.
Okay, he asks, how do you view playing/writing music now? Current age and experience versus growing up, first starting out, bands in between. Is it the same rush as it's always been, simply for fun of it? Are you more goal-oriented? That's a fucking cool question, dude.
Yeah, it's a good question. And I had my sister actually sent me a text and asked me a very similar question about getting started in music. So shout out, Lacey.
Yeah. Well, to me it's strange because if I knew now if I knew back then what I know now, I feel like I'd have been unstoppable. But now I have like weird responsibilities that I can't just dive in.
But I feel like that's kind of what makes it what it is.
Yeah.
I don't think that as a musician or an artist of any kind, really, that you're ever fully formed. I think that you have to continuously develop and grow throughout your life and channel those experiences into whatever you're doing.
Yeah, and like now I wish I had 18-year-old Matt's back.
That would be cool. And I wish
I had his vigor. Like,
yeah.
I was a wild boy. I loved
I wish my neck didn't hurt because I slept wrong.
Yeah.
Or just slept. I didn't know
but
sleep
like
wrong.
If I knew then what I know now, I would have taken MySpace way more serious with my band back then.
Yeah.
I would have took more emails. I would have like the promotion side of it, I didn't take it very serious.
Right.
It was like a word of mouth kind of thing. Everybody knew there was going to be a show this weekend somewhere.
Right. Well, and there's another question that'll kind of relate into this later on. But like you had to put in legwork back then. You had to actually.
Yeah, we're all on foot patrol back then.
Yeah, you were papering, cars and parking lots and putting up posters.
I still do that today, though.
Right.
If I go into a gas station and I notice the guy's like, he's wearing a cool band shirt, I'm like, hey, do you fucking want to rock out, dude? I got a show for you coming up. And he looks at me like I'm crazy because nobody talks to him as a person. They just say 20 on 4. So that's a weird experience altogether.
Yeah. And to touch on the, bands in between, bands where we started, bands where we are now, I think that it's important to learn something from every prior band that you've been in.
Yep.
Stylistically, it's good to expand your horizons.
If you're not learning, you're not growing.
Right.
Yeah.
And as far as it's definitely the same rush that it's always been, if not more now.
It's more now.
Because it's a much more finite amount of time that we get to actually do this. Because when we were younger, we could do this every night. It didn't matter.
Didn't matter.
Now we have families and we have kids and we have full-time jobs and grown-up responsibilities.
Now I feel like when I'm on stage, I try to make it count big time.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because this is not an everyday thing right now.
Well, and you hate to say it, but there's nothing saying that the next show you play is not the last show you ever get to play.
That's it. Yeah, that's exactly our mindset.
And I'm not saying that it's death or whatever, but life is weird, man. Like, it'll throw you curveballs, and something could change, and you have to move out of the country or move out of the state or who knows what.
It's scary out.
That's fine.
Okay, it's still recording.
And then, is it still for the fun or more goal oriented? I think it's both.
Yeah,
I think it has to be both. You have to still have fun doing it because if you're not having fun, there's
just no reason fucking doing it.
But you do have to have goals, and even if that goal is simply to experience new stages and meet new people or whatever, I mean, I think you always have to have some kind of goal.
I think me and you are a lot alike in that regard. We love meeting other bands and talking shop. I mean, none of us, we're not too good for anybody. Absolutely not. Like, we enjoy having fun with other bands.
Absolutely.
That's always been like our history going decade back.
Yeah, I want to know the people that I'm sharing a stage with.
Yeah.
I mean, they don't have to be my best friend, but
No.
I want to get to know them. I want to know what makes them tick. I want to know why they do what they do.
It makes their music more interesting to me.
Yeah, the story behind
Yeah.
what they're doing is important.
Like,
And
I like to know dudes like, what do you do other than music? And they're like, well, I'm a real estate agent. I hate my life. Only time I'm happy is on stage. Then I see him on stage. I'm like, look at this guy live his fucking dream right now.
that
This
guy's
is
doing
great,
it. He's
dude.
doing
yes.
his thing. He's doing
You're
his thing.
doing good. That was a good question, man.
Yeah, we want more like that.
I want more of Justin Gibbons in my life.
So I think we should roll from that one into this one from Charles Joseph. He says,
"Oh, Joseph,
what are some good marketing strategies and tips for up-and-coming artists and bands?"
shit, I don't know."
And like I said before, be willing to put in the legwork.
Yeah.
Don't rely on social media alone. Don't rely on the venues to promote you because they're not going to do it.
No, they'll make one flyer and post it once a month.
Yeah,
It's
well,
not a big
we made it
deal.
a Facebook event, and we didn't share it. And
You have to do the legwork.
you have to be proactive.
And on the social media side, you have to be prepared to like make flyers, make TikTok videos, make silly videos, whatever it takes, I would think.
Yeah, you can't
We're finding that out now with this podcast because
you can't wake up and expect to be viral unless
No.
I mean that happens to 1.0000001% of the people that are trying to do this.
if I get 2 likes on any post, that's 2 more people that didn't know about it beforehand.
Right.
And that's a win.
And then another piece of advice is don't give up.
No.
Like keep your head up, keep trying. You're gonna get knocked down. You're gonna hate it sometimes, but if you're in it for the right reasons, if you're in it because you love it, it's gonna be fine.
I'm so glad on this band I didn't quit. I mean, there's some history there where I almost said sayonara for a minute there, but like I stuck through it just out of stubbornness, I guess. And like this brings me joy. This brings me the most joy I have all week. Tuesday nights, showing up with my buds,
Yeah, absolutely.
and now like it's all I think about is getting to Tuesday night, showing you guys riffs, figuring out shit, and doing this podcast now. Like Tuesday night is the best night of the week for me. I can't even get enough of it.
Oh, it's great. It's a blast. Outside of the nights I get to hang out with my kids, this is top notch.
Yeah, kids are good. No, don't.
I didn't mean that as a shot. You get what I'm saying.
Yeah, I know, dude. I was just kidding with you. No, these are great questions, dude.
Which one do you want to tackle next?
I like Uncle Billy's.
Anonymous question.
This is anonymous. Ignore the name beforehand. After your first dump of the day, how much do you put back in just to get through your day?
My answer is 0.
Once it's out, it's out.
It's out, man. It's like toothpaste. It doesn't go back in the tube.
It doesn't go back in the tube. So thank you, Anonymous Billy. I really appreciate that. God, he sent that yesterday. I was like, oh
Yeah.
my God.
Yeah, that was great.
He wants to be on the podcast.
What he doesn't know is that anybody that saw the comment knows who it is.
He knows.
And then
He knows.
his immediate after comment was like, do that, but pretend I was anonymous.
Yeah. I love that guy. He's a tattoo artist in Tyler.
Yeah, he's a good dude.
And
He's the lead singer for Stranger.
Strangers are boys. Stranger for life.
Shout out.
We freaking love those guys. All right. Let's see.
I'm going to go with Brad Miles' question.
Oh, Miles.
Another local musical icon, in my opinion.
I love that guy. I love that guy.
He says, this may be a polarizing question, but can we all agree that the Big Muff is the greatest pedal of all time? So I recently just took my Big Muff off my pedal board.
Yeah.
I've been using it for playing bass for the last...
Russian Big Muff.
Yeah, I've been using it for the last 17 years,
Yes.
probably. The only reason I took it off is because I wanted to have something that had EQ capabilities as well, so I could kind of consolidate pedals.
So I commented on that.
But it's not the best distortion pedal of all time.
Yeah.
It is the best overdrive pedal of all time. There's a distinct difference.
I have to disagree. Because
That's
I
okay.
commented on the post last night because it was him and Kevin Blaylock. They're like, yeah, Big Muff's the best. And I respect you guys' opinion. Like, I really do. But, like, in the house that I grew up in, TS9 has always been the overdrive pedal. Like that.
I get that.
No, that's always been there.
Yeah, I get that.
Like, I don't know. I love Big Muff. You can't have Smashing Pumpkins without Big Muff. You can't have. Oh, there's so many bands that played a Big Muff. That's their unique tone. But there's also other guys you can't have their tone without.
Right.
A TS9.
I think it's very much a personal preference.
I know Justin Gibbons and I share the same beliefs on the TS9.
Oh, yeah, you're TS9s all day, every day.
Yeah, we're T-boys. Trans.
So
that's
thanks for that one, Brad. That's a good question. And that's
hey,
you're
check
right.
out
That
his
is
artwork. He
Pizza
does,
Mummy.
He does incredible
Pizza Mummy art.
Yeah, Pizza Mummy art.
And
he does incredible artwork.
You were right. That is going to be a very polarizing question, as you could just see.
Yeah.
We just had our first disagreement ever. Not.
Nah, we hate each other.
Who is this guy?
Who?
I was talking about you.
I don't even know, dude.
So, my cousin, second cousin, Kaylee Johnston, is a hot dog a sandwich? This is another polarizing question.
It could be.
There's been a decades-long debate about this. And I think
like
a lot of it.
Thanksgiving, you'll talk about this?
No, not me personally.
Oh, okay.
Just like I've heard other people have this conversation forever. You're like,
I mean,
well,
it's meat
what?
between bread.
Right.
But
what makes a sandwich a sandwich?
I would think a sandwich. I don't know, man. I think a sandwich is pretty set in stone. It's sliced meat.
Right.
Between.
What about like a meatball sub?
That's
a sandwich.
But that's Italian. They don't count.
Like a calzone. That's like a pizza sandwich.
I don't know, man. This is actually a good question because, like, I'm trying to be a shitbag, but I can't.
I know it's hard to debate the merits of the question.
Yeah.
My answer is no.
What makes a sandwich, though?
I think the fact that
pickles.
No, I hate pickles.
I know. I'm just trying to be.
I think the fact that
because a hamburger is technically a hamburger.
Well, it's also technically a sandwich.
But it's also technically a sandwich.
But I think the hot dog bun, because it's connected.
Is a sandwich like the top of the category?
A hot dog's like a hot dog's like a meat boat.
Yeah.
Like a meat canoe.
A meat canoe. Okay. But like, you know what I'm saying though? Like sandwich is like the sandwich is like the title. But then there's subreddits off of that.
Yeah.
I don't know what the actual terminology is.
Categorically speaking, is a hot dog a sandwich?
So like
maybe
sandwich, and then you got down here.
It's like saying is a wolf a dog? Kind of.
Well, all dogs are wolves at one point.
Well,
in the past,
all squares are rectangles. Not all rectangles are squares.
Yep.
Same thing.
Same thing.
I said that right. Did I get that right?
No.
Did I get it backwards?
No, you got it right.
Okay.
All rectangles are squares, but all squares are not rectangles.
Nope.
That's what you said.
That's backwards. That's what I said. I said it backwards.
Okay. Just
moving on.
Fuck that question, dude. That hurt.
Thanks, Kaylee.
That hurt my head.
You threw us for a loop on that one.
That doesn't make me feel good.
My brain hurts.
I don't think well. Okay. There's one question on here from a guy I don't know real well. And it's real deep, but it's like not deep. This guy right here.
Oh, yeah. You know, if he would just come on the podcast, he could answer this question himself. Chad,
you can't comment on our shit and not come on the podcast. You have the biggest open invite of anybody in the world.
I feel like it's going to be the most long-standing, unused invitation ever.
I refuse to let him on the podcast Saturday. He will be there because he has to play the show, but I refuse to let him on the podcast.
Just don't let him talk.
No, I'm going to
It's okay. I don't think he'll try.
So this question is from our drummer, Chad, and he refuses to be on this podcast. I don't know what's going on. He says he likes us. He says like we're friends, but I don't feel it anymore. But his question is, what is the nature of time? Is it linear as we experience it? Or does it have more complex, non-linear structure? So time's a man-made construct, I would say. You go back to a certain point, there wasn't someone saying, hey, it's 8 o'clock.
Well, I think you're thinking about time as a measuring device and not time as a longevity of things.
I don't think
Does that make sense?
I know what you're saying.
That's
Like
like
the
saying
way
math has always been math, but it hasn't always been math.
Math had to be discovered to be math.
But
Someone
it
had
was
to figure it out.
But it was already there.
Yeah.
So I think time's kind of the same way. It's like, I don't think it's linear.
No.
It can't be.
No.
I mean, it could be, but I don't think it is.
I think it has to be on the basis of our universe, and it's infinite. So there's really no way to put a title or time on that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. It's all intertwined.
It's just is, but it isn't.
And we could go down a big old rabbit hole about
Like you get
multi-dimensional
older,
stuff and multiverses and stuff like that.
But like you get older.
Like, what is deja vu? Is that a memory,
think-
or is that like you from another life stepping in and saying something?
So I think this has always been like my thing about deja vu, and there's no like never read anything, never said it. Like this is just me. I've always said this. When you have deja vu, that is whatever it is telling you that you're on the right path.
It's like a friendly reminder.
It's like, hey, just letting you know.
This is where you're supposed to be.
This is where you're supposed to be.
I get that.
I've always thought that.
I'll buy that.
But I'm divorced, so I don't know. Because I had deja vu when I was married, and I was like, fuck, I'm doing good, dude. I'm supposed to be here right now. And here we are. Oh, no. So time's bullshit. Everything sucks. Okay.
We're all going to die anyway.
We're all going to die. We're so emo. Look at us.
So, let's take Samuel Collier's question.
Who's that? Oh, okay.
Are the Police one of the original ska bands? And if so, where do they rank? And also, how good is that drummer?
Well,
I'm going to have to be completely transparent on this. The only thing I know about the Police is Sting.
Yeah, no.
Their drummer is good.
Yeah, no. The drummer's great, but like his ego behind him on the like, he thinks he's the best drummer.
Oh.
Like he'll play parts and he's like, "Did you hear that shit?" Damn.
Bet you couldn't do that.
Yeah. And Sting.
What you got, Sting? I slap at the bass.
Like, dude, I've been kissed by a rose.
From the grave.
That's Seal. Whenever.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
That is Seal.
That's Seal. I'm an idiot. When you have one syllable name, rocks. When you have one syllable name, you're kind of out of my, I don't know, peripheral. Ska band though.
Did they do a lot of horns?
Yeah, they did a lot of things, but like,
and then you have to go with like, okay, what's ska? What's big band? What's like, I don't know, man. I appreciate the question. I just can't answer it because I don't know enough about the source material.
Real big fish, eat my ass. I don't know. I have no idea.
Definitely a ska band.
Yeah, that's Less Than Jake's a ska band, right?
Mighty Mighty Boss Stones, Less Than Jake, Real Big Fish.
Real Big Fish.
Yep. But the original ska band, man, I don't know. Couldn't.
That's a ska song. That's been proven.
Josh is here. Hi, Josh.
is here. He's just lurking in the shadows.
He's like Dennis.
We're eating these up.
You're gonna go with that one, or that one?
Whoop, what'd you do?
That pushed a button.
Let's go to Chad's wife. Got some shit to say. It's on my chest.
So Laura Neville's, Mrs. Chad's
This
wife.
is Chad's wife. She owns Books and Barrels. Go check her out.
She's got books, but doesn't sell barrels.
She just sells books.
And
it's barrels of fucking complaints, apparently. I don't know. So, Lauren.
She says, "Why are you the way you are?" And this was directed at you.
This was 100% me, and she doesn't listen to this podcast, so I think I can talk my shit. Until she hears it, then I'm like, up a creek, I guess. You're not allowed to be in the band with that guy anymore. I'm not going to say anything bad. I really do like Laura. She's actually very nice.
She's great.
I just wanted to like come in hot, but like really peter off at the end. I am the way I am. You got to have cool childhood trauma. And you have to have some kind of condition. It's either TISM or ADHD. I'm not
Maybe
really,
a little sprinkle of both.
Maybe a little sprinkle of both. You had to suck in high school, that's for sure. I was not good at that. not doing well in life. That's how you get to where you are in this.
So I'll tell a little bit of my life story.
Yeah, go ahead, man.
Had a weird childhood. I was raised by my grandparents. They adopted me when I was
Did your grandparents
6 months
introduce you
old.
to ska?
No.
Oh.
Just country and gospel.
That's it. Praise Jesus.
So, grandparents were awesome. Granddad, who I called Dad, their mom and dad, the only mom and dad I ever knew, was a World War II veteran. So I was raised with like a old school work ethic, code of ethics, standards, all that stuff that the greatest generation possessed.
Yep.
But because of the weirdness that was all of that, there were two things that I knew that I wanted to be in life, and that was a kind person and a good dad.
Yeah.
Because of the situation with my biological parents, I kind of knew how to not be a good parent.
That's it.
But because of the example that was set by my grandparents, I knew how to take care of myself and how to take care of other people, and fully believe in, what goes around comes around, and treat others as you want to be treated, because that's a valid thing.
Yeah.
And it's going to suck sometimes because you're going to get shit on.
Big time.
You're going to get walked all over. But I really do think that it comes back in the end one way or another.
I think what comes around goes around is a real thing. And I was raised, like my parents were at the house, but they worked all the time. So I was raised by my grandparents for the most part. They're deceased now. Like they're not, that's rough. As where I'm at in life, like it sucks. I can't call.
Well, your pillar that was there, your childhood,
they're not there
anymore.
And my grandma for sure was like a no bullshit kind of lady.
Oh yeah,
She was so funny.
Yeah, that generation was like that, man.
But like you couldn't pull a fast one over her eyes. Like her bullshit meter was off the charts, and like I have the same bullshit meter, But I knew what love was from her.
Absolutely.
And I knew what hard work was because of her, you know, and I think we both have the same kind of thing. Like
we have similar backgrounds, yeah. And I know that we've had conversations in depth before we started this podcast, which is kind of what made us want to do this about, similar upbringings and similar outlooks on life and similar experiences, both good and bad.
Yeah.
So, Laura, that's why we are the way we are.
Yeah.
Because life's a bitch, and you either suck it up and deal with it, or you give up and lay down and die.
And we refuse to die. We're too stubborn to die, I think.
Yeah.
I've never caught COVID because I think I'm too stubborn for it.
It saw that, man. It was like, nah.
Nah, not today,
Nah.
dude.
Can't.
What's that tickle in my throat? Get out of here, butthole. I mean,
You get it. Yeah.
My buddy Boo. I love that guy.
He's a good dude, too.
We had a podcast years ago together.
There was the comedy podcast, right?
We had a comedy podcast, and we also had one called Masters of Mediocre.
Oh, that's right.
When we talked, it was just like hot topics and like the store. We just talked about what was fashionable. No, it was just,
You ever been in the back
room? It was more,
room?
we did a lot of MMA talk. We had a couple.
Because that's when he was still fighting, or right after he got done fighting.
Right after he got done fighting, and we had a couple of cool guests.
Got his eyeball knocked out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That really is, I love that guy. I hate it for him. He'd have went so far. He says top 5 beers, and I don't know how to put Miller Lite in all 5 categories. That's weird. No, I have more than that. I drink Miller Lite because it's...
I like how he asked us top 5 beers, but didn't ask us to rank them in any particular order.
No. Unfortunately, one of my favorite beers ever was Pritchett Fog.
That was a good one.
At a year-old brewery.
That was a good one.
That was my favorite, I think. One of my favorites for sure.
That one would lay you down gently. Sometimes it just knocked
No,
you in the face.
it made me feel real dumb sometimes.
Yeah.
I drank 4 one night.
Whew.
And I was like, uh-oh. They weren't kidding. Like when Drew Emery said, like, are you sure, man? Sure pimping? I was like, yeah, give it to me.
I was the reason there was a limit of 2 on those. Because when we were brewing it, it was like, Oh no.
The 2 limit was still in effect, but I was
Yeah,
buds.
we didn't really uphold that.
No, I was buddies with y'all, and then like I drank 3, and I was feeling like numb in the face and feeling kind of great. And then I had
I can feel my earlobes right now.
I'm like, I don't know if I should drink, but I did because I'm a, American hero. Whatever.
Real men.
So Pritchett Fogg, that was one of my favorites.
I'm a big Red Stripe fan.
I do love. Do you remember?
Yeah, we used to kill some Red Stripes.
You and I, years ago, like a decade and a half ago, we would throw baseballs at each other in this tennis court in an apartment complex.
Yep.
As hard as we could at each other.
While drinking Red Stripe out of a glass bottle.
Just pouring Red Stripes down our throat. I bet we drank fucking 36 of them.
Wouldn't surprise me.
No, like, it was not a healthy habit, but, like, we were just having a good time. We would do that, and we'd also drink Blue Moon.
Yep.
We drank Blue Moon, too.
This was a couple of decades before the craft beer thing was a thing.
Just trying beers and, like,
and it was like you either had, the 3 versions of Coors, Bud, or Miller.
Yeah.
Or, like, craft beer then was just the imports.
Yep.
Or Sam Adams. Sam Adams Oktoberfest. The old recipe, not the new one. The new one's garbage.
The old one was top notch.
Yeah.
I like the cherry wheat Sam Adams made.
I don't think I've had that one.
I'm trying to remember the Sierra Nevada beer I like a lot. It's an IPA.
Is it just the pale ale?
Maybe.
Or is it the hazy little thing?
Hazy little thing.
Yep.
I like that one.
That's a banger. That's on my list also.
I love that one a lot.
That's another one that'll sneak up on you.
Yep. 1,000%. How many do I have?
You've named 3. I've got 2.
I like Yellow Bellies.
Oh, yeah. You can't go wrong with a Coors Original.
No. Like, there's so many craft beers I can get into, and I can drink all of them, but, like, a Yellow Belly, like, whatever, when we were at Rubber Gloves, I got the last Yellow Belly. It was like the last of the Mohicans, and I was really proud of myself.
I didn't even know they had it, or I would have drank it.
Yeah.
But apparently it was, like, stashed away in the bottom of a cooler.
I saw it winking, like, seriously, when I saw it.
Leaned over around the corner and went,
hey, Matt,
hey,
you want a drink, man?
Come get me.
And I did. Sucked her down.
Come and get me, you bad boy.
Keystone Light, whatever.
If you're gonna go Keystone, you go Keystone Ice.
Mm-hmm.
That way, at least you can't taste it after the first one.
Bud Ice 40s.
Oh no, anything ice.
Let's forget
I try
our
and stay
problems.
away. That's just straight malt liquor.
It's not good.
So let's see. I said Red Stripe. I said Sierra Nevada, Hazy Little Thing. I said Coors Original.
Yeah, that's 3.
If I'm gonna go like a light beer, like a golf beer, I like the Michelob's okay, but I like Yingling Flight.
That's it. That's a good one.
That's a good
You and Craig.
low key light beer, but it's got a full flavor. Like it's legitimately less calories, more filling, better taste. Like it's that. It tastes like a regular beer.
Yeah,
but
Yingling really knocked out of the park with that one.
Yeah, they killed that one.
Craig, he wanted to buy me a beer at a bar one night. It's like he was hammered, like big boy hammered. And he's like, "Do you like Yingling?" I was like, "Yeah, I love Yingling." You haven't had this one before. And he grabbed me one of those.
No, look at that! Look at this! Look at it!
And I was like, I drank it. And I was like, "This is really good." And he's like, "I gotta go home soon." I was like, "All right, dude, go be an engineer somewhere else, man."
Yeah. Oh man, one more.
It's hard.
I'm a lot less picky than I used to be.
Oh, I'm not picky at all.
I am.
No,
Because certain things give me heartburn.
You can give me a Busch Light. It's been rolling around your floorboard for about a day and a half. I'll be down
It's
for it.
like you
dude.
find a 30-pack in your grandparents' garage that's been there for
I'm
12
not picky
years.
at all.
Yeah.
Not even the league.
No, that's just death.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm here for it.
Man,
I'm surprised you haven't said juice pack.
that is juice box. That's good. It's good. I like Art Car a whole lot.
Oh shit.
St.
Okay.
Arnold's. I think that's probably going to round out my top 5.
That's good shit.
Yeah, a lot of IPAs in there.
I was expecting you to be like, I like this one beer. It's been brewed
Nah, see, I'm not that guy.
in 40.
I'm not that guy.
I get it.
I like good beer. I like quality beer, but I also like cheap beer.
I had a beer one time called Rasputin's Revenge. It was 9.0, and it was thicker than like motor oil. Ben Jordan actually gave it to me.
Rasputin or Rasputin?
Rasputin.
There you go.
It was Rasputin's Revenge. It was.
When you opened it, it actually made that noise.
Yeah, it was not good.
You get it.
It had no like fuzz to it. It had no
It was
refresh.
just like drinking syrup.
It was like a Guinness times 20.
Ugh. See, I don't do the super dark beers.
It hurt my teeth to drink it.
I don't do the super dark.
It was so fucking rich.
Hurt my liver worse.
He poured it in like a really special glass for me. He's like, try this. And it was like a full fancy glass. And I was like, okay. And like, I kind of like sipped it. And like, as soon as it hit my mouth, I was like, oh no.
This was a mistake.
I've got to finish this because I'm poor. And I have to finish everything in front of me.
My friend gave me a beer.
My friend gave me a beer.
I
and
can't not drink it.
I'm going to hurt. And it was so bad. Well, I got zingy on that thing.
Okay. I think that brings us to our last and potentially most
No. We have
interesting
one
question.
more before last. We have
Do we?
Shane's question and we have Josh's.
Yeah, so let's go Shane's first then, because I think Josh's question is going to
It's going to
start a debate.
Yeah. So, my homie Shane, he's a drummer in two of the bands playing next Saturday.
This Saturday.
Yeah, that's the next Saturday.
That's another weird one.
Yeah, I don't know. Biggest musical inspiration and what made you want to play the instrument you play? You're not going to believe it. That's good beer.
It's good beer.
Mine's not. Mine's trash beer. Dennis is here. He's here to like enjoy this. He might get into this too. I don't know. So, biggest musical inspiration and what made you want to play the instrument you play? You want to go first, or?
I can.
Yeah, go first. I'm gonna hurt a lot of feelings with this one.
I don't think I ever really wanted necessarily, like, had a longing to play bass. It was more of out of necessity. I had some buddies in high school that were starting a Christian pop punk band, and they needed a bass player. And so they're like, hey, you want to play bass? And I was like, well, I've never played bass before. And they're like, it's easy. And I was like, sure. So my dad bought me a bass, an amp, and I learned how to play on the fly. And then that's what I do with our songs too. Don't laugh.
No, I'm peeing.
Oh, it is funny. It's comical. And I shit you not even 3 months later, one of their old church buddies was like, oh, I want to be in the band too. Well, he also played bass. I was in a band with 2 bass players for like 4 months. And then I got fed up with it and I bought a guitar and taught myself how to play guitar. And then he quit or got kicked out or moved on or whatever. And I went back to bass, and I've been on bass ever since then, and that was 20-something years ago. But biggest musical influence, golly, man. When I first started playing, it was probably Midtown.
Really?
Yeah, I was real big into like the pop punk scene, and he was one of those bass player lead singers, you know.
Yeah.
And I loved what he did on stage.
Yeah.
He didn't overcomplicate things.
No. That's a cool. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Midtown.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yep. There's probably a better answer, but that's the one that comes to mind.
Midtown.
Yeah. That's a super lame story, but there it is.
No, that's great. That's cool. That's fucking cool as shit, dude. I will say you're the best in the pocket bassist ever.
I agree.
There's not a.
Thank you. I don't agree with you, but thank you.
I've played with a couple of good bassists, and you're my favorite out of all of them. Not just because we're friends, but like, you played a bass line that almost brought me to tears. I don't know if you remember that.
Oh yeah, it's on the new song.
Yeah, on our last song in our set, you did I was like, man, you got to stop that shit because I can't.
Mama, there goes that man.
Mama. So my dad was really he liked guitar heroes per se. Angus Young, Stevie Ray Vaughan, like stereotypical East Texas dudes that know shit about guitar, but like he liked those guys. And
Sounded like he had pretty good taste though.
no, yeah, I like those guys too, but like the reason why I wanted to play guitar is because I was trying to like show my dad.
Got it.
Like, hey,
Yeah.
look what I can do kind of thing. And that lasted for probably about a year. And I discovered, I discovered a couple of weird bands because I had this cool friend that lived down the street. He's like, have you heard of like Green Jelly? And I was like, yeah.
Nice.
And we watched like weird videos of them.
Those dudes are crazy.
Yeah, they were crazy, and I was like, that's right up my alley. I'm a fucking weirdo. But I didn't take it serious. I was probably 15, and I met a kid named Jacob Thompson when I moved to Harmony, and he was like real big into punk rock, you know. And like American Idiot just came out, that Green Day. So we learned every one of the songs on that. And that turned into like a thing. We would just I played bass for a while too in like our little thing back in high school. We were in a band called Bomb Threat Chaos.
That's a cool name for a punk band.
It was a punk band, and we came up with some pretty cool bangers. And then like it kind of like turned into a emo band. But like at the same time, like I loved Yngwie Malmsteen. I loved like those kind of guys. Like,
yeah, you were well-rounded.
Yeah, yeah. I didn't have internet in the country, so I was just really relying on Guitar Player magazine.
Yeah.
And I found out about a whole bunch of when I finally got like DirecTV out there. There was a TV show called Uranium.
Yeah, on Fuse.
On Fuse.
Yep.
You remember her?
Oh yeah.
I remember her. She kind of set up my taste for women for a long time. Like, I have a problem. But, like, there was, like, Super Joint Ritual. Then I found out, like, that's Hank William III playing bass on that. And that was Phil from Pantera singing on that. And, like there were so many bands I found on that show.
Yeah.
And I realized, like, I have to play as heavy as possible. How do I make my guitar sound like that? And I found out you can drop your tuning and find more distortion and all those other things. But like my taste in music it's very vast. Like I can enjoy everything. That Modest Mouse album that came out in 2003, Good News for People Who Like Bad News.
It's a great album.
Like it's one of my favorite albums ever. And like I learned a lot of songs off that, and everyone was like, "What are you doing?" And I was like, "This is a fucking great album. Like I love it tremendously."
I'm playing music. What do you do?
I don't know. I like music.
So you're what made you play? You answered that. Yeah. Biggest musical inspiration is music.
Music, I guess.
Generally.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Me wanting to impress my dad. Asshole.
That's a
It's never
sad, amazing story.
It's never gonna happen.
Well.
Fuck you, Josh Ferguson.
Yeah, this one threw me for a loop when I read it on Facebook yesterday.
Hold on, I gotta get a beer for this
I
one.
had to read it a couple of times to make sure I read it right, and I did. It was this is what it is. So
Can I call him J Ferg?
that's between you and him.
Yeah, just call him that.
So it says, given the chance, would you rather live in a house full of housebroken chickens who cook their own eggs on top of a full spread continental breakfast daily for you, or would you rather have a room in your house dedicated to foam parties 24/7, but the only people that show up are 65-year-old plus grannies, but they pay you $3 and a Werther's Original for entry every day, and there's like 11 of them. So be fed or make bread. I'll let you go first.
Fuck you, dude. So I read this and I was thinking, housebroken chickens, if I don't have to do that process, that would be the given answer. But then I was like, having old people in my house partying and they pay me to party in that house, plus they give me the little caramel candy, that's a win in itself. Yeah, they can take their teeth out. I'm kind of for it. But no, like, think about this.
So you're making $33 a day, and 11.
How many old people are coming?
11, and they're paying.
Did he say that?
Yeah. He said, but there's like 11 of them.
But there's like 11. Some days might be more.
Some days might be less.
So, okay. It's not all grannies. Some of them are peepaws.
No, it says the only people that show up are 65-plus-year-old grannies. That's literally in the question.
It's okay. Then it's got to be the chickens who cook for me.
Right.
It's got to be.
So you're choosing the get fed method because they're going to cook your food and they're housebroken.
I don't know, man.
So I'm going to cheat.
No, $33 a day. That's more than a full tank of gas for some people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm going to cheat. I'm going to go both.
Fucking. Nah, that's fucking.
But I'm not using the phone party situation. I'm going to raise these housebroken chickens and sell them. I'm going to get paid from these amazing circus chickens that cannibalize their young and cook them for you and make you breakfast.
They're young, though.
They cook their own eggs.
Yeah, but they're not fertilized eggs. So
you get it.
Yeah.
Semantics.
Sorry.
Either way, I'm getting fed and making bread.
Period rocks.
Because I'm keeping some of them.
Yeah.
That can continue to feed me their children, unborn.
God damn it.
And then I'm selling the rest of them and making $1 million because I have these circus chickens that can do all this cool stuff.
He's done nothing but think about this.
No, I've been thinking about this since yesterday.
No. Yeah, but like it's either one or the other.
No, yeah, but I'm using one to do the other.
I get it, man.
Cheat code.
I was thinking, like, what would you
Suck it, Josh.
I'm thinking that this is a world you can either have chickens that cook for you or old gammy shaking their flabby tatas in a phone party paying you money with some candy.
Yeah, I'm selling the chickens.
But you can buy a chicken for $10.
Yeah, but not one that cooks for you.
No. But gammy can.
Gammy's just there.
Gammy's
just there wilding out, bud.
Homie, dude.
She ain't gonna cook you nothing.
Gammy loves cooking for little sweet boys. She only gives candies out for the sweet boys. Gammy only likes to cook for the boys.
All right.
So like it's a fucking infinite cycle of it's what came first, the gammy or the egg? Who knows, dude?
Valid.
You can add cheat codes to it like the but like
that's what I did. It's my life.
It's your life. I get it. But like I think it's an infinite question, Josh Ferguson. I think you have asked one of the oldest questions to date.
It's a good question.
It's a good question, man.
And I would like to see some other people's responses.
What's Grammy look like?
Well, there's 11 of them.
I didn't say how many
There's
there were.
been some. I've seen some attractive.
I've seen some wild grandmas, but I've also seen some not so wild ones. But like, think about it. They hand you the
candy.
They hand you the Hamilton and the Washington with the candy in the middle, and they're like, "Keep it up, short stuff."
They stick it in your jockstrap.
I don't know, man. I don't know, but like if I woke up in the morning and there's these chickens,
you got a full ass continental breakfast.
Yeah, eggs Benedict, scrambled egg. I'm just assuming that's what they make. It's just not like fried eggs, like any kind of egg dish you want, right?
What if all the chickens cook different kinds of eggs?
That's what I'm saying.
Then you sell the chickens that you don't like the way they cook for $1 million a piece.
I don't know. This is such a question. That's why y'all need to come see this band. Because someone's brain who works this way.
This is why we need a live TikTok, because the stitches on this would be freaking hilarious.
Hey, follow us on TikTok. We're there. You know, we're on everything. I mean, I don't know what else to do. We're on every social media platform. We're on every fucking streaming platform. We're here. We came correct.
We did it.
We did it. We're just trying.
So, what else do we want to talk about? I'm sure we're forgetting something.
Give me a second. I'm thinking. I'm trying to think if I got more questions on my post. You took
I looked at all of them.
Did you look at mine?
Yeah, but I didn't look after like 2 o'clock. But I didn't have any new notifications. That's why I didn't.
God, My phone's wet because someone spilled
Wet,
beer on
wet, wet.
Give me that wet, 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 wet. I hope you guys like singing. Give me 1 second. I'm an idiot. I don't know what I'm doing anymore.
Dennis is over here surveying his crispy yard because it's 112 degrees in Texas and it hadn't rained
Why
in
would
2
you have
months.
grass in Texas?
Oh, look at that. The sprinklers are on.
That's a wild thing to want to do.
Kind of jealous of like the Nevada, Arizona yards that are just rocks
Yeah.
and cacti.
Succulents.
Yeah.
Come on. Oh, Josh Ferguson also asked, best decade of music rank 1 through 5 from the 60s to 2000s.
He's greedy.
He's a fucking...
Greedy and needy.
It's weird. I can't do 1 through 5.
I'm not super familiar with the 60s.
The 60s are great.
I would say 80s 1, 90s 2.
You would put 80s 1?
I think so.
So
I'm an 80s baby.
Yeah, well, yeah, I am too. But like, you like... So when I hear 80s music, I think of cocaine. When I hear 60s music, I think of LSD. When I hear 70s music, I think of LSD getting banned.
And weed.
And weed. When I hear 2000 music, I hear the kids of angry parents.
Yeah.
Man, I might have just answered it right then, though.
He's talking decades. We're already 2 decades into the 2000s. You have the 2000s, the 2010s, and the 2020s.
So the 2000s would be like... The 2000s would be like...
2000, 2009.
Motion City soundtrack shit. Like,
Yeah.
all that.
Yeah.
I don't know.
That's what I'm going to listen to,
Yeah.
but I don't know that it's necessarily better than.
Better than...
A lot of that is just because of digital
Yeah.
capabilities that evolved over the decades.
Well, like you're right. The 80s, you have...
I mean, those dudes,
That's Van Halen.
everybody that was putting out music in the 80s
Was trying
had to know what they were doing.
They're trying to fuck.
That too.
And they were on coke.
That too.
In the 90s, though, they heard that music and they're like, here's
When
our
I think
answer.
90s, it's just grunge,
It's grunge.
which is cool.
And Spice Girls. Spice up your life!
That's a tough one.
Yeah.
I think I would go 80s, 90s, 2000 to 2009.
Here's the thing. My favorite artist was in, like, all of that except for the 60s.
I think I'd have to put the 60s last
Yeah.
in the time frame that he gave us.
Yeah.
And most of that's just unfamiliarity. I just don't know.
Yeah.
I could be missing out on my favorite thing ever. I don't
Yeah.
know.
I don't know, man. That's a really good question. Like, I think my favorite songwriter of all time is John Prine.
Well,
But he wasn't in the 60s.
He's been around since like 1934.
No, he was in the 70s.
I know, he's just old.
Yeah, he died.
Well,
He's
was
no
old when he
longer
died.
with us, which is a bummer. He was my favorite. He was my favorite. I think that's one thing me and my dad got along with was John Prine songs. So
That's cool.
no.
No? Like, I'm trying here, man. Throw me a bone.
He wasn't ska, but yeah. To be a guitarist in a ska band would suck, though.
It's all upstrokes.
It's all upstrokes.
I feel like you would have the like most fit forearm. You look like a Popeye.
Yeah, it would be the worst.
And it's
Is our
so,
thing still
it's
recording?
So fast.
I'm nervous.
It's so
Oh,
fast.
good. I was like, oh no.
You know,
Yeah.
it happens.
Yeah.
So come out this Saturday,
please,
August 24th, 7 p.m. Ollie Skate Shop,
it's going to be a good time.
Longview, Texas. Running with Giants, Death Row Bodine, Stella Veer, and We All Perish.
It's a fucking struggle, dude.
God, it's. I always want to get it wrong. We talked about this already, but a couple of the questions that we answered tonight.
You know,
were for
since
some
they're
of those
from
dudes.
Louisiana, is it like We Are County? Parish?
It's spelled different.
No.
Yeah.
It is, but like I thought that was a funny joke. You really
Thanks,
poop.
Josh.
No, he's talking about me.
I know that was a sarcastic thanks.
But like we are parish. We all parish.
We all county. We all county.
We all
up in
county,
here.
motherfucker. 903. You don't know. Gregg County represent. When I see dudes still like gang signs in Gregg County, it's comical. I'm like, man, go to the Sam's Club and shut up. You got it.
Go pick up the buggies in the Walmart parking lot, you fool.
Please. Melons. All right.
Had to get it in there.
Every
this is probably the
podcast-
first podcast so far that we
No,
have.
it hasn't showed up at all, but like I just decided to
just unnaturally shove it in there.
let her live,
I love
dude.
it.
Let her breathe.
Yeah, so come see us on Saturday. If you're not local to East Texas, we've got some out-of-town dates coming up.
Yeah. We're going to be at
Haltom.
Haltom in the 31st, right?
Yep.
And then we're going to be at Reno's Chop Shop. That's in...
September 28th.
Yeah, that's in Deep Ellum?
Yep.
Yep. We might be in Shreveport sooner than you think. I don't know.
Sounds like next year.
Sounds like next year.
Just because they're already booked up.
Bears.
But if you guys have any venues that you want to see us at, that'd be cool.
Them. You got to be like, hey, play these dudes.
Tell us so we can bother them.
We'll bother them.
We'll bug them. We don't care. We got no shame.
I literally on that Bears post, I was like, I shared it as like, hey, tell these dudes to play us.
Yeah.
Forever.
And we did.
And we did.
And so did many other people.
So, yeah, I'm excited. But like, yeah, if you want us to come play a pasture party, I don't know.
That'd be cool.
We'll figure it out. We have all the equipment to sound good
before.
live, so
pasture parties are fun.
that's the cool thing about being an adult. We have so much shit to make us sound good. I have so many cabinets right now, and I don't even have enough amp to push it all. That would be actually a cool thing to do. Is that a cop? Nope, that's the idiot. So, are we missing anything?
I don't think so. We answered all the questions. I think there were some questions we missed last week, but I couldn't find them.
Oh! If you really want to get froggy with it, I can look real quick.
It's up to you, man.
I'm already on that.
I'm
already on that shit, dude.
Already own it.
Spice up your life. Spice up your life. Rejoice, rejoice. We're doing a podcast tonight. Here are the questions to ask. So there was the Kevin Blaylock, Swifty in the group. Oh, Cody Rodenberg asks, how do we watch live and ask questions? You don't, idiot.
That's why we put up Facebook posts.
That's
We're working on that.
We're trying.
Maybe.
And then my brother, who doesn't show up to shows, and he just wants to be a part of the conversation.
Like your cousins that you shouted out last week?
Yeah, they just want to be close to it. They want to feel the fire, but not be up to it, They're kind of like a Garth Brooks song.
Standing outside the fire.
So Chad, my brother, who I love, he just disappoints me because he doesn't come to my shows. He said, Chad Muska or Rodney Mullen? That's a really dumb question. It's Rodney Mullen 100% of the time. That's a skateboarding question.
Yeah, I'm aware.
Yeah.
Also Rodney Mullen.
Rodney Mullen.
Yeah.
Rodney Mullen.
Easy answer.
Yeah. Chad Muska was like a weird money grab for a minute there.
He's like an old Ryan Sheckler.
Well, like Eminem was huge because of 8 Mile that just came out. And they're like, we need to find a guy that's like him. And they found Rodney Mullen, and he's like, I'm here. But then, like, Rodney Mullen was like, I am him. So, yeah. I don't know. There's so many great skaters. I love skateboarding. I keep up with it. But, like, that Andy Anderson kid, he's unstoppable. There's nothing you can do about it.
Is that young dude that's skating now?
Yeah, he wears a helmet and destroys everybody forever. Najee Houston's great, too. I like him a lot. But, like, watching the Olympics, I'm like, oh, Japan's the fucking moneymaker in skateboarding.
Man, that girl that won was like 14 or something like that. That's crazy.
That's insane. You know what I was doing when I was 14?
I don't want
Not skateboarding in the
Yeah.
Olympics, I'll tell you that much.
You could have been breakdancing in the Olympics and done as good as Australia.
Shit, I would have fucked them up, dude. I knew how to breakdance when I was 14.
Apparently, that woman teaches like a cultural arts class on
Her
breakdancing.
husband's a part of the fucking committee that decides who
Yeah.
goes to the Olympics.
She quote unquote won a contest.
Yeah, she quote unquote fucking.
They are getting heavily investigated right now by the
Shout out to
IOC.
that husband for like fucking biting the bullet on that one.
Yeah, he's a good dude.
Could you imagine the
He
conversations?
took one for the team for sure.
Can you imagine the conversations in their bedroom? Babe, I don't know. You're not good. And he's like, what are you fucking talking about, Robert? I'm really good. No, I know you're good, but like, are you like those no good?
Like, are you represent your country good?
But they're Australian, so you gotta be like, yeah, I know you're good, but like, oh, you that good? And he's like, how dare you?
I think that about wraps it up.
Yeah, I'll fight every Australian alive.
You're gonna fight every country before this podcast is over.
I don't give a shit.
Nah, we know. I'm here for it. I'll watch. I'll record it all.
I'll fight.
We'll live
everybody.
stream it somehow.
Everybody can get it.
All right. Hey, we love you guys. Be nice to each other. Take care of each other. This
Kisses.
world sucks enough without us being mean to each other. So we'll see y'all later.
Love you guys.
See you Saturday.
Kiss your mom.